Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing tonight? It's not super late tonight. It is 12:23 a.m. But I did just wake up a little bit ago. I took a little late night nap tonight. I feel very rested right now. I feel just very calm and peaceful. Although, I am starving. I was gonna say albeit. But I am so hungry right now. Alex made this huge Greek salad earlier with grilled chicken and all this kind of stuff in it, and it smelled so good in the kitchen, and I was like, oh my god. But he didn't have enough to make me one, and he was really hungry because we ate brunch, and we got up today, we went and ate brunch, and of course I wouldn't eat the grilled chicken anyway, but I was like, I've got to eat something, and he was like, well, babe, go to the grocery store, and I'm like, I don't want to go to the grocery. Do you ever have days like that? You're like, I don't want to go to the grocery store. I was like, no, I'll just eat something later. I'll just get something later. And later came and went, and I never got anything. So, yeah. Today was a good day. I was very, very productive today. I worked on the closet this evening, and I got the entire top of the closet is all done, and just empty now. Well, I put some of the sweatshirts back in that I'm gonna keep just because I don't want to put them on the floor. But I went through all of that top, and I went through all the jeans. I pretty much got rid of all the jeans that were up there, and then I kept 6 hoodies. And they're I wouldn't call them vintage necessarily, although stuff that was around when I was in high school is starting to become a little vintage, I guess. But I have a Princeton sweatshirt from a friend of mine that went to Princeton, and then I have an Iowa sweatshirt that I got a couple years ago. Well, it was when I was thinner, so but it's just really cute. It's just plain blue Iowa hoodie that I kept. And then I have a Michigan hoodie, and they're all college hoodies. And then I have a Seymour athletic department hoodie that I got at the Oktoberfest in Seymour one year. It was 4. What else did I keep? I actually kept this one Hollister hoodie because it's really cute, and it doesn't really say Hollister that big on it, and it's blue, and it looks like a surfer hoodie, kind of. It's really cute, so I did keep that one. And then I got rid of a bunch of sweaters and stuff, and I'd actually forgotten about a couple sweaters that my Aunt Kathy gave me that are really nice, black sweaters that I could wear to dressier dinners or whatever. So got done with all of that and all the jeans, and now all I have to go through is just my folded t-shirts and jeans and stuff that I've pulled out to wear in the last couple years, but most of that I don't wear. But typically what I do, you guys, I have a laundry basket in the basement of all of my clean stuff, and so I go down, I just keep if I wash stuff, I just put it in there. And then I go down there because I don't have any room in my closet, or I didn't have any room in my closet. So I would go down there and just pull stuff out of that laundry basket to wear, jeans and a t-shirt or a hoodie or whatever. But I'm so casual these days anyway. If I was gonna wear a button-down collared shirt, it was something that I have hanging down in the closet that I now have hanging in that one area. I need to put all of those. Well, I need to bring up so we have a hanging rack in our basement, and about 1/3 of the shirts on the hanging rack fit me, maybe a quarter, and the other ones I don't even think I want anymore. They're just things I probably wouldn't wear. Some of them are actually too big for me. Some of them are these huge shirts that I bought, and I probably won't wear them anymore. So I need to bring up the ones that I will wear and put them back in the closet, and then the rest of the stuff I need to get rid of. And then that will free up that hanging rack, and then I can put all the hangers on there, because I don't need all those hangers in the closet. We have literally 100 hangers now, if not more. So yeah, I gotta do all that this week and get that part of the closet done. And then everything that I have in the laundry basket, I actually have 2 laundry baskets I need to bring up, and then I will have everything wearable in my closet, plus the stuff that's in the corner of the room. Then I'll have it all in there, plus my shoes. Yeah, and then I'm done, with the closet, which seems so strange to me that I just kind of it just seemed like this really daunting thing. I don't know, it gives me hope for getting the basement done, because it just was like this really daunting thing that I thought, I am never going to finish this. It just seemed like it was going to be forever and ever. And I just did a little bit of it every day, and I got it done. So, my site actually looks like 10 times cleaner than Alex's site now. I was like, you might need to go through your stuff again. He was like, yeah, I might need to do that. So, we did that, and then we were looking at these shoes online. He found these Vivienne Westwood Vans that he wants, and they're real cute. And I was like, he was like, I love these shoes, I want these shoes. And there were a pair that I was gonna buy that were like $80 until I found out that they didn't have my size. I thought that wasn't too bad for a pair of these. They're Vivienne Westwood Vans, and they're like, the ones I wanted were like gum-soled, and then they were like maroon. They were really cute, and they said like VW on the side, and they had like these designs and stuff. They were real kind of different. And he wanted these ones that were like high tops, and they had like her address in New York City on them, like for like the studio in New York City. But those were like $130. And I was like, well, if I get these, I'll get you a pair. And he was like, okay. And I was like, well, what size do you wear? And he goes, 10. And I go, you don't wear a 10. And he goes, yeah, I do. And I go, and then I looked, and the only size that they had, the largest size they had available were 10s. And I go, no, that's the largest size they have. What do you really wear? I said, you really wear an 11. And he goes, no, I wear a 10 and a 10 and a half. I go, Alex, I said, I'm a 10, and I can hardly get my foot into a 10 at this point. I said, I'm like a 10 and a half, 11 almost. And he goes, no, I'm a 10 and 10 and a half. I go, I'll buy you the shoes if you want. I go, but I just don't want to buy you shoes that are uncomfortable that you don't want. And he just started laughing. He was like, but I really like them. And I go, okay, they're going to be uncomfortable for you for a size 10. And then when I went back and I looked, the ones that I wanted, they didn't have in my size. And I was like, well, I'm just not, listen, it's not Christmas. We don't need to be buying a bunch of presents today. So I have the seat warmer on and the heat, because it's 47 degrees, and then I have shorts on. So that was that, and then we were going to watch American Horror Story, but he got into watching some show. He was some show in Spanish, and he was like really into it, and just kept on watching episode after episode. And I had my live stream for the book club. Oh my God, it was such a blast today. We went like way over talking about the book. Like, we usually talk about a half an hour about the book, and then we'll talk about other bookish stuff for like 15 more minutes, and then it doesn't go like past like 45 minutes. And today it was, I went like an hour and 11 minutes. At one point we had, it was Mel and I and two other people in there. It was Karen and Melody, who I think also watched the vlog. I know Karen does, because she's from Peoria, Illinois, and she said she was looking for a Meijer. She's gonna come to Indianapolis and look for Meijer some night. So to Melody and Karen, thank you so much for coming in and guesting with us. It was really fun. It was like a live book discussion. Like, it was really what I had imagined when we started it, and it was so fun for Mel and I. We talked afterwards, and we had such a blast doing it. And I don't know, it just really felt like a book club. And then Danielle came in, but she came in earlier just by herself, and it just was really fun. I had a really good time. And so yeah, I'm hoping that in the future more people will participate. Like, you know, like every time that we do the live book stream, we get about the same amount of people, and it's not a lot. I mean, there's 2,000 people. I think there's about 2,000 people in the book club, and we get about 30 to 40 people in the live stream, so it's not a ton of people, right? But what's interesting about it is that we stay at #1 for, and granted, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a Sunday, but we stay at #1 in guys. So like on YouNow, hold on a second. You have to pick a topic like for what you're, you're streaming under. I always just pick guys. And so, and guys and like guys is one and then girls is another. Those are typically like the two top choices that you can pick. And, we were #1 the whole time almost. Like, we were like 3rd, and then all of a sudden we were at #1, and then we just stayed at #1 the whole time. And it just was so cool to me that a book club online on YouNow, you know, which is predominantly this like younger platform. This book club, true crime book club, run by this like 47-year-old guy, is #1 on a live platform. I just thought that was so cool. I don't know, it just made me happy, you know? And we had a blast in there, so yeah. I have not announced this on BookTube yet, but I'm going to announce it on here because we announced it in the book club today. We announced our November book, and the November book that we are reading is called, so September was My Friend Anna by Rachel Williams. Rachel DeRoche, I always get her name wrong. LaRoche Williams, I think it is. Anyway, I kept on saying DeLaRoche, and Mel was like, it's not DeLaRoche, it's just like LaRoche. I think it's LaRoche, I don't know. But anyway, September was My Friend Anna. October is The Iceman Chronicles by Philip Carlo, and it's about a hitman in the mafia. And like, I guess most of the people in the live stream had already finished it. And people have said it's fantastic. So if you want to participate with us, you can. We are going to be doing the live stream the first Sunday in November. Will be the live stream for that. And then for November, we've already picked our books for November and December. We did not announce the December book, but our November book is going to be Dope Sick. And Dope Sick is this book that I saw at the airport. It came out in August of 2018, and it basically chronicles the opioid epidemic in the United States, but it tells personal stories. So it talks about like this football team, and I think it was in Texas. I wonder if it's the one that this movie called Wasted was based after, that I saw years ago, and we used to show it when I worked in treatment. It was this fantastic fictional movie, but I think it was supposed to be out of like Plano, Texas. And it was basically showed that like the result of using as jails, institutions, and death, because that's what happens in the movie. Like one kid dies, one ends up in treatment, and the other one ends up in jail. But it goes in and it talks about, well, I'm going to pull in here somewhere and I'll read you the synopsis because it sounds so good. And I want people to participate in this because I think this is, if you don't read another book in the book club this year, and by the way, this book is available at libraries, on Amazon, on Thrift Books, on Audible. It's available anywhere. We make sure that all of the books for the book club are available everywhere. If you don't read another book in the book club this year, I think this is the one that everybody should read, because I think we need to become more educated with the opioid epidemic in our country. Like when Mel and I were talking about it, I said, this is a really important read for me because I don't know everything. Even as a person in recovery for 24 years that worked in the field, I don't know everything. And I said, and I want to be educated so that when I'm talking about it, I do know what I'm talking about. And I can say, like statistical facts and things like that. And so I think it's important, to keep on learning, to keep ourselves educated. So that is why we're going to read this book, and I am really excited about it, and so is Mel. We were kind of at first worried that people might not consider it true crime because it's about addiction, but when you'll understand. I don't think it really matters, but either way, but it does read as a true crime book when you... Oh, I called it drug sick, dope sick. Hold on a second. Or is it called Dope Sick Nation? Maybe that's what it's called. Hold on a second. Here it is. Where did I read the thing earlier from it? So this is the cover. I don't know if you can see it. That's what the cover looks like. Fire truck. Where is the synopsis for it? Okay. An instant New York Times bestseller, Dope Sick is the only book to tell the full story of the opioid crisis, from the boardroom to the courtroom and into the living rooms of Americans struggling to save themselves and their families. Masterfully masterfully interlace the stories of communities in crisis with dark histories of corporate greed and regulatory indifference. The New York Times, from a journalist who has lived through it. In this extraordinary work, Beth Macy takes us into the epicenter of a national drama that has unfolded over 2 decades, from the labs and marketing departments of Big Pharma to local doctors' offices, wealthy suburbs to distressed small communities in Central Appalachia, from distant cities to once idyllic farm towns. The spread of opioid addiction follows a torturous trajectory that illustrates how this crisis has persisted for so long and become so firmly entrenched. Beginning with a single dealer who lands in a small Virginia town and sets about turning high school, for Virginia, not Texas, beginning with a single dealer who lands in a small Virginia town and sets about turning high school football stars into heroin overdose statistics, Macy sets out to answer a grieving mother's question, why her only son died, and comes away with a gripping, unputdownable story of greed and need. From the introduction of Oxycontin in 1996, Macy investigates the powerful forces that led America's doctors and patients to embrace a medical culture where overtreatment with painkillers became the norm. In some of the same communities featured in her best-selling book Factory Man, the unemployed use both painkillers to numb the okay, this is where my eyes like get twisted reading this stuff. In some of the same communities featured in her best-selling book Factory Man, the unemployed use painkillers both to numb the pain of joblessness and pay their bills, while privileged teens trade pills in cul-de-sacs, and even high school standouts fall prey to prostitution, jail, and death. Through unsparing, comparing, and unforgettably humane portraits of families and first responders determined to ameliorate this epidemic, each facet of the crisis comes into focus. In these politically fragmented times, Beth Macy shows that one thing uniting Americans across geographic, partisan, and class lines is opioid drug abuse. Oh my God, I need my reading glasses. But even in the midst of twin crisis and drug abuse and healthcare, Macy finds reason to hope and ample signs of the spirit and tenacity that are helping the countless ordinary people ensnared by addiction build a better future for themselves, their families, and their communities. An impressive feat of journalism, monumental in scope and urgent in implications, Jennifer Latz in the Boston Globe. I just think it sounds fantastic, and I cannot wait to read it. So yeah, that's the book that we are reading for November. If you'd like to check it out, please do. Hold on a second. I'm going to go through McDonald's and get a fountain pop, so I want to make sure I have my money out. We're trying to read some different stuff, too. That's just not, the norm, serial killers. Like, we enjoy all that kind of stuff. But we're wanting to read some different stuff to, like, educate ourselves as well, And that's why I think it was great that this month we read a book about the mob. December's book is a book that has been highly recommended by a lot of people and highly requested to read by a lot of people in the book club. But it's not necessarily it is a true crime book. But it's not a typical, like, what you would, think. We were going to read and I think we might save it for next year. I don't know, I'd be interested to know what people think about this. So, for November, but the thing is, it is so long. We were going to read, oh shoot, why can't I think of what it's called now? We were going to read All the President's Men, about the Watergate thing, because we thought, like a year away from, we wanted to read something that was like kind of politically driven, but like we didn't want to like, make it about the current politics necessarily. So we thought it would be interesting to read something that had to do with politics that was like far removed from what's going on, right? Well, right now, kind of, I guess. But so I had suggested to her that a couple months ago, and she was like, I've never read it. And I said, I've never read it either. And I said, I think I saw the movie when I was like in high school with my mom. I think it's with, oh shoot, I can see him in my head. Why can't I think of it? I can see them both in my head. It's with Robert Redford and, I can't think, not Al Pacino, but not Robert De Niro. Why can't I can see him in my head. But anyway, yeah, we had thought about reading that book. Our December book has been kind of set for a while now, because so many people have recommended it to us. The other thing is that we didn't want to repeat books or repeat authors this year. So like there are other Ann Rule books that we want to read, but we didn't want to repeat an Ann Rule book. Like a lot of people have asked us to read the Green River Killer, which we'll probably do. And I don't know anything about the Green River Killer. Mel already read a couple books about him, but I don't know anything about him. So in 2020, we'll probably read about the Green River Killer. We need to start getting some suggestions for what we're going to do for the book club in 2020. See, this is where I just get like really excited, passionately and creatively about everything that I get to do because of YouTube. Like, it just is, I don't know, it's just so cool to me. Like, I'm in my head, and as I'm telling you guys this, I'm thinking about the fact that I was laying in bed tonight, and I was like, somebody had recommended, they wanted me to review the David's Tea Halloween calendar, which I can't find anywhere, but I'm sure it's probably like out of stock now anyway, because it's past the time. But they do have a Christmas advent calendar that they do. So I'm gonna get that and review it. And I thought, oh my God, I should review several advent calendars. And so I got online and I started looking, and they're already out. Like, a lot of these advent calendars are coming out already. And so I think I'm gonna get like a couple beauty advent calendars, and I think I'm gonna get a couple just like, there's like some really fun ones on there too that you have things you wouldn't think about. Like, there was a sock one on there that I thought would be fun. So I'm thinking about doing that, and that will be, I'm gonna do some reviews, and in November I'm gonna do that, some reviews of advent calendars, because I think that's fun, you know, and then people know which ones they want to buy. And I've been thinking a lot about like different, oh my God, that was so weird, all of those lights just went out. Did you guys see that? That was so weird. And then they like went out and they just went right back on. That was so weird. But I'm also wanting to review like a lot of presents that people might be buying for, you know. So if you have suggestions of things you want me to review as far as presents and stuff, put it in the comment section below. I did read a lot of your suggestions for costumes. Okay, let me make this real clear. First of all, I really appreciate your suggestions, okay? But like, for me, like, it has to be something that is basically looks just like this, okay? But it's still comfortable, and that can be kind of cute, right? So, I don't know, I may not even end up wearing a costume. I may do the Stranger Thing outfit from the Chips Ahoy, or the Ships Ahoy thing. We'll see. Oh my God, there's like a huge long line at McDonald's. People must be up here getting their Big Macs so late at night. In the fall, back in the day, I loved nothing more than a Big Mac, and a large fry, and a root beer, and apple pie. Big Mac, filet of fish, quarter pound of French fries. They're probably closed, is what it is. And these people don't know it. Yeah, because their light thing is flashing off and on. And this person just left. But somebody recommended that I, like, should be a crown, which was such a great idea, and they explained how to do it and everything. Oh yeah, their screens are down. Something must have happened. They must have gotten like a electricity jolt in this area or something. But, that costume seemed very dedicated and committed, and it also did not seem comfortable, nor did it make me feel like, oh, it's gonna stop, hold on. Nor did I think that it would be like just cute to wear, like, I mean, cute as in a costume, yes, but cute as in Peter looks cute tonight, no. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I need to talk to Alex. I was gonna see, oh my God, something is wrong, because the, I wonder if these have generators and that's how they came back on, because the, what do you call it? The light, why can't I think of what it's called? You know, the light, the red light, green light, yellow light. Why can't I think of why I'm losing my mind? I need to start taking that ginkgo biloba. The, why can't I think of what it's called? The lights. Why can't I think? I know you guys are screaming at the screen right now. Why can't I think of what it's called? I'm like looking at it. Not the headlights. It doesn't matter. But anyway, they're out back there. So, I wonder what happened. Oh my God, you guys, this is gonna drive me crazy. I have to pull in here and find out. Why can't I think of what they're called? Traffic lights? Do we call them traffic lights? That doesn't, but there's like an official word for them. What is it? Traffic lights. Oh my God, I've lost my mind. And I also didn't get to get my coffee. Or my Diet Coke. And now I'm even more thirsty than I was before. Okay, where can I pull in? Traffic lights. I know that. What's the other word I'm looking for? Oh, come on, Peter. Does this happen to you? Do you guys lose your minds like this and you can't think of what you're trying to think of? Okay. Another word for traffic light. It's gonna pop up and I'll feel like I'm the stupidest person in the world. Stoplights. The stoplights? I think that's the word I was looking for. Oh, Peter. Okay, let me just tell you that we don't know what they came and did to our yard, but they came and did something, and our house is the only one in the entire neighborhood that they did it to. And we think it has something to do with our electrical box. They, so I walked outside one day. Our grass is like perfect, right? So I walked outside and I was like, what is this? It literally looked like they had piled dirt and like gravel like in our yard. And I was like, what is going on? And it's over in our neighbor Laura's yard too, like a little bit. But ours, the majority is ours, and it's by the driveway. And we have, do you see this green stuff? It's all over my floor over here because Alex dragged it in his boots today. So I need to sweep that out. But we have that like all over our yard. That stuff that's supposed to help grass grow. So apparently they dug like a huge hole in our yard for like, I guess the electrical box or something, because you can tell it's coming from the electrical box. It like starts there, then it goes up into our yard, but I don't know why. I don't know if they were like doing, I don't know, new something in our yard or whatever. But now we have this grass that it's not like normal grass seed. It's like these like little round clumps of green stuff. I've never seen anything like this before, but apparently you're supposed to water and it's supposed to make your grass green. But yeah, so that'll be really pretty to go into rainy fall in, where it's just a thing of mud over there. That'll be really nice. Do you remember back in the day, they would like literally come and lay like grass in your yard? I feel like I remember that. Like so my parents built the house that I grew up in, and they like designed it themselves and hired a builder and everything. And it was kind of before the time, like when I was in late elementary school was when you started seeing a lot of these neighborhoods pop up that like every house looked the same. Like you didn't see that a lot before then. Like you would go into a neighborhood and most of the houses looked completely different. And so my parents, like they hired a builder and they designed it. My dad was like, helped draw the blueprints and everything. And, but I remember we would go out there like on weekends and look at, it took like, I think like 2 years or a year and a half to build the house. And so we would go out there and look to see like how the house was coming along. And I remember like it being always like the yard just being like dirt. And then they came and they like laid the grass, and it literally was like, looked like carpeting, you know, they just like laid out there. Do you remember they used to do that back in the day? Do we not do that anymore? Is there a reason why we don't do that? I don't know. Anyway, this grass over here is beautiful because of course I have 15 sprinklers on. And apparently right there is where we need to have all of these sprinklers behind a strip mall on the side of town. I so bad want a Diet Coke. thought that was a Taco Bell, and I was like, is that Taco Bell still open? Well, there's a Speedway right there. If I really cared, I could go in there and get it, but I don't feel like it. I want one, but I don't want one that bad. So yeah, that was my day. It was a good day. It was a good Sunday. And Spook-a-thon just started. Like right when I came out to my car, it had just started. And I have already been listening to Now Entering Adamsville by Francesca Zappia. It's really cute. I really like it. I don't know, maybe cute's not the word. It's a young adult book, and it's about a girl who, it's not what I thought it would be. I thought it would be like a detective story, because it's about this guy whose house is burnt down, and he's killed inside of it. And she's supposed to solve the mystery because they think she did it. And so that's what I thought it would be. I thought it would be like, you know, her being like a detective or whatever. But it's not about that. It's about, she has, like she can see the dead and talk to the dead. Well, kind of talk to the dead. She can see the dead. And, yeah, I guess talk, but they can't talk back to her. And then, and I'm not that far into it, so I'm not ruining it for you. And then she also, like, there's this thing called fire starters, and they're like entities that like start fires. And so like she has basically been given this like birthright that she, like, and her mother, but not her sister and not her cousin and not her aunt, are supposed to be like people that take down fire starters. So, but there was like this huge fire, and she like 2 years before the book starts, and she woke up next to the fire, and so they thought, everybody in town, the police, everybody thought that she did it. So they're like blaming her for this new fire that happened, even though she has nothing to do with it. And so I don't know, it's kind of spooky actually, but it's really well done. And like, she doesn't get along well. Oh, and a Ghost Adventures. It's kind of like modeled after that, but it's called Dead Man Walking. It's a reality show. Is in town because all of these murders have happened there. And so they're in town at the same time that all this like stuff is going on. This guy's house gets burned down, and it takes place in Adamsville, Indiana. It's supposed to take place like in a place like southern Indiana. And so it's very much, you know, places that I go to and, you know, because it's around here and whatever. Yeah, that billboard up there says $1 for a Coke at McDonald's, and it's taunting me. Then it also has fries and a fish sandwich. Fish sandwich. I think maybe the only times I ever had a fish sandwich from a fast food restaurant was when I was wasted drunk way back in the day, and I thought it sounded good. I think, oh God. I don't like fish. I don't like fish sandwiches or any of it. So I started reading that, and then I have Pumpkinhead's Out, the graphic novel, and I'll probably read a little bit of that before I go to bed tonight. And then I want to finish the Adamsville one because I want to go into then reading The Chain, which is my thriller for the book for this month. And then tomorrow I'm going to start Hocus Pocus, the book and the sequel. And, I mean, it's only 5 challenges, so I should be able to do pretty good with that. If I get those 2 audiobooks done, which I should be able to do if I really listen to a lot of audio this week, and then I get the graphic novel, that's 3 out of 5, and I'll feel like I really did a lot in this read-a-thon. That's more than any spook-a-thon I've ever done before, so I'll feel like I really got a lot accomplished. And then if I also finish the Hocus Pocus book, then that would be 4. And then, I mean, I'm really like dreaming big here for me. And then 5 would be to listen to Kill Creek by Scott Thomas. That's the 5th book of my challenges. So I've got some good books for Spook-a-thon. If you want to participate in Spook-a-thon, you can. It starts today when you're watching this. It really starts on Monday at, you know, midnight going into Monday. And it's a week-long read-a-thon. And it Books and Lala. I actually linked her under my last drama video because I talked about it in that video, but you can go to Books and Lala. I want to see what happened here with this electricity out. Like, it's really weird when you go through these stores. It's like you can tell there are a lot of lights that are out in here. Like the outside lights are out, but the inside lights are on. It's weird. And like a lot of these buildings are the lights are out. Is McDonald's like, oh no, there's now a huge line at McDonald's. Why would people not be so stupid that they would think that that line is obviously something's out? I mean, why would there be a line that long at almost 1 o'clock in the morning at McDonald's on a Sunday night? Seriously? And if there was, would you wait? I mean, how hungry are you for a cheeseburger? I'm not that hungry. I mean, I am, but not for a cheeseburger. Yeah, something happened through here. This is weird, you guys. What if it was like an alien crashed nearby? And I saw it when it happened because the lights flickered and went out and they went back on right away. I was right here when it went out. And now they're back on. Yeah, because the high school was completely out and there you can see it's on. If you live in Indianapolis and you want to know where I'm at, I'm like right next to Brebeuf High School. And then the strip mall on the other side that has a grocery store and all the stuff in it. Would like to watch Stranger Things season 3 again. I thought it was so good, but there's so many shows on Netflix that I want to watch, and I have such a hard time. Like Alex started watching, I don't even know what show it was. He started, we were gonna go see, damn it, we didn't even think about this today. Well, we got so behind on getting stuff done. We were gonna, I did a review too, a Starbucks review. That's why I was like getting a lot of stuff done in the closet and whatever. Oh my God, I reviewed this drink called the White Drink at Starbucks, you guys. It is so good. It's like one of my favorite drinks I've ever reviewed there. We were gonna go see The Joker, and we didn't do that. I really wanna see that movie. Everybody's telling me that it's great. Well, maybe one night this week we can go do that. I'm like, where's the next McDonald's? It is like so far away. You guys have no idea. So I'm gonna try to listen to like an hour and a half tonight of my audiobook and then maybe be able to finish it tomorrow. Oh my God, that would be awesome. And then I would have the rest of the week to listen to the other 2. I don't know how long the chain is. And then when Spookathon is over this week, I'm gonna start listening to the Iceman. But there's a couple other books that I want to read for Halloween too, so I don't know, we'll see. Where is another McDonald's close to here? And then next Saturday, I wonder if it's going the other way. Oh, you know what is so weird, you guys? Okay, when I pulled into the gas station and I was reading that thing, and then the fire truck went that way, and then when I turned around and I was driving over that way, was when the electricity went out. Spooky stuff always happens in my vlogs, doesn't it? And then there's another fire truck. I wonder what's going on. Anyway, next Saturday is our Christmas parties, our Halloween parties. So Alex has like so many different work things that he does that we always have like 3 or 4 business or like work Christmas parties to go to. One of Alex's work Christmas parties is on November 7th. It's like the first weekend, and well, no, because that's when we did our live stream. Oh God, I hope it's not the next day. It's the following weekend from our live stream. Can you believe that it's that early? I think that is so crazy that people do Christmas parties that early. And I've asked a lot of people this. I mean, obviously I'm not having a Christmas party because, you know, I don't go anywhere every day to work, and they're like, well, we try to have them because, you know, like a lot of families have them and open houses and friends have them and other people's work parties. So we try to have them like early or really late. Like I know people now that have like their work Christmas parties in January. I'm like, just have your work Christmas party, and if somebody can't come, they can't come, right? it was like I was saying to my sponsor about next weekend, I was like, I don't know how we're going to do these parties because they're literally at the same time. And she was like, well, I really didn't know what to do. She was like, because everybody was telling me that they had parties on this night. And she was like, I just had to finally pick a night. And I was like, girl, don't even worry about it. I said, you're the one that's nice enough to have a party. I said, we're going to show up. I said, but I think we might be only able to stay like 2 hours and then go to the other party for like 2 hours or whatever. Okay, by the way, if you get on treatbeauty.com, they have this caffeinated coffee. If you don't like coffee, you're not gonna like it. I'm just gonna tell you, okay? But and today I said, "Oh, Alex, you have to try this." And he goes, he didn't want any part of it. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm absolutely obsessed. This is my new favorite lip balm, and it's caffeinated too. It's not Lip Beauty brand though. It's Arthur, or maybe that's what it's called, and it is by Treat Beauty. I don't know. Oh, sweet. I cannot read anything anymore. This is ridiculous. This guy is looking at me. He's like, who are you talking to in your car? Made in the USA for Arthur. Tested on men with great taste. So, but they have it on the Taste Beauty website, okay? And this is what it looks like. It is so good. I mean, I can smell it right now, and it smells like I'm drinking a hot cup of coffee in the car. And it's caffeinated. It's fantastic. Now, I won't say I really feel caffeinated from it or anything like that, but it is really, really good. I'm so happy that I bought it. Alex actually wants a ginormous chapstick. He's like, can I get one? And I was like, well, what one do you want? He's like, I don't really like, because he doesn't like the flavored stuff. I mean, I like all that, but he doesn't like it. And I mean, sometimes even like when we're like, I don't put it on like when we're, you know, making out and stuff, because he doesn't like it. He's just like, I don't love it, you know, I don't like the honey, I don't like this. He's real particular about that. So I don't, you know, usually put on like the lip balm before we're kissing and stuff. But anyway, so he was like, but do they have one that I can use for winter? Because my lips get chapped in the winter. And I was like, yeah, they actually have a new one, but they're out of it. And I think it's called like matcha green tea mint, and it's for like the winter, right? And I think it's actually for men. I think it's a men's lip balm on there, but I could be wrong. So I get all these emails from them, and I got this email and it said, oh, we have the matcha green tea mint, we're back in with it. So I've got to order one of those for Alex because I still have a credit there. And I've also got to order one for Melissa, well, a couple for Melissa, because there's a couple that she wanted. So yeah. We're not really talking about a whole lot of deep thoughts tonight, are we? On the vlog. That's okay. Every once in a while we just need to have, like, you know, just talk. Just let Peter talk and say his piece. And I don't think Alex is going to be able to go over to our nephew or to our in-laws to see the kids trick-or-treat on Halloween. Although last year we went and we like walked around forever. He has like meetings that night that go late. And so then we're going to go to Melissa's afterwards. And he's like, are you going to go over there? And I was like, yeah, I want to see the kids trick-or-treat. I was like, Alex, I mean, my God, we only have so many years with them trick-or-treating, you know? I don't know, you start thinking that way when you get a little bit older and everybody that you knew. It's like, I can still remember when Tanya's son was like trick-or-treating age. And then I remember him getting old enough where he wasn't trick-or-treating age. And literally from trick-or-treating to no trick-or-treating age went like that fast. I mean, it seriously did. I feel like I can remember, you know, like with David, Caroline's son, I remember, you know, like, because Caroline had this big Halloween party every year. And, you know, she kind of picked it up from when my mom passed away. And she'd have chili and all the neighbors would come and she would have family friends, and there was literally like 30, 40 people there, right? Well, everybody, it was open to the neighborhood, so everybody in the neighborhood would come and like their kids would run in and out. And I remember like David like running in and out, you know, in some costume. He'd be like a ghost Terminator or something like that, you know, and he'd be like, Mom! And she'd be like, what? And he'd be like, we need soda. And she'd be like, it's in the garage, honey, you know. And so he'd be like, he'd be like, come on. And then like they'd all run out to the garage and get sodas. And, you know, Mike would be in the driveway with a, you know, fire pit going, and people would be shooting hoops. It was so homey. And so I'm so thankful for my aunt, my uncle, my cousin for just, I don't know, Mike, her husband, for keeping, you know, giving me the family for so many years. that I wouldn't have had, you know, like when my mom passed away. It would have just been gone like in an instant. But she doesn't want to do the Halloween party anymore. She said it's so much work, and I understand that. But like I literally remember like one year doing like the Halloween thing, and it's like all the kids were like running around, and like the next year I said to David, I was like, he was there and he was just like in like a flannel and jeans, and I was like, are you not trick-or-treating this year? And he was like, no, I'm too old for that. And I go, really? And he was like, yeah. I was like, my friends and I, we trick-or-treated late in high school. I remember one year, 2 of my friends came to my door, and it was like 7 o'clock or something on Halloween night, and this was like when we were like sophomores in high school, or maybe we were juniors in high school. I don't even know. God, we were. But my one friend, who's like this really, really successful architect today, God, she was so much fun in high school. She ran the radio show, and she let me pick out all of like a lot of the songs, not all the songs, but a lot of the songs for like her senior show that she did. And I remember I picked all these great songs. But anyway, she and my other friend, I had another friend of mine that I went like elementary all the way through. She was in my kindergarten too. So was my other friend, but like both, I wasn't as close to this girl as I was to my friend. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I need to give that other friend a name. So, it was so funny because somebody was asking me, they were asking me about her the other day, and they're like, I don't see her on any social media. I'm like, she's not on any social media. I said she doesn't want any part of it. So anyway, but they came to my door, and they're like, okay, we need to go trick-or-treating because we need candy. And I was like, what? And my mom thought it was so hilarious. And we were like, she was like, yeah, we need candy. We're like hungry for candy, but we don't want to go buy Halloween candy, so we thought we would just go trick-or-treating. And they were like, to my mom, they were like, Mrs. Monn, do you have any idea for costumes? And my mom was just laughing. She's like, I think you guys totally should. My mother would have like let us go trick-or-treating until we were 30. She would have thought it was like the greatest idea in the world, right? And my mom was like, I think you guys should go trick-or-treating. She's like, here, I have the perfect idea for you. And she brought out 3 bathrobes. And so we put towels in our hair, and we had white bathrobes on, and we went as spa day people. That's what we went as, and we went in our neighborhood, and we got like so much candy, I remember. And we were like the only ones out there, and it was cold, and it was like, it got late, and we were still out there, and they were like, come on, let's do another street. Oh, it's gonna stop, hold on. They were like, let's do another street, let's do another street. When I was younger, costumes were like such a big deal to me when I picked them out. Like, several years I was either like a doctor or a patient, because, you know, it was easy with my dad being a doctor because of scrub suit, you know, scrub pants and shirt, you know, and or he always had like the doctor stuff, you know, like that you could, you know, wear the long white coat and be a doctor or whatever. So I did that a lot. I was a scarecrow. My dad actually helped me with a lot of the costumes, and he would like put intensive work because my dad's real artistic. I was a scarecrow one year, and he like painted my face like gold, and I literally like, he made me like this hat that had like real straw coming out of it. I mean, I looked like a real scarecrow. And then what else? So many costumes, I don't even remember what they were. And then back in the day, when I was partying, I was always a hippie. That was my go-to costume. I had this long vest that like from here to here was like, I got it at like a thrift store. From here to here, it was just like brown suede. And then from here to like past my knees was like long fringe, like suede fringe. And I would wear that, and I think I talked about this on here before, and I was like, I didn't remember what happened. I totally just remembered what happened to that fringe vest. A friend of mine who was a drag queen, she entered a pageant, and she did this like hippie kind of deal for her talent. I think she may have done like Delight's Groove is in the Heart or something like that, and she had like backup dancers that were friends of mine. And so she was like, can we borrow that vest that you always wear for Halloween? And I let her borrow it, and I don't think I ever got it back. I think actually a pair of my Doc Martens might have gone with that talent too. now that I think about it, I always wonder where those Doc Martens went. This pair of oxblood ones that I had that were kind of like big on the end, I think that's where they went. But anyway, that's why you don't loan out stuff to people. If you loan it out, just see it as a gift, because you may never get it back, and if you do, you're lucky. But I would always go as a hippie. My roommate back in the day, she refused to dress up. She'd just be like, we're not dressing up. Or we would go as hippies together. Or she would wear like a hockey jersey because she was real into hockey. And then when I got together with Alex, like, Halloween was super, 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 super serious to him and his friends. Like, his two friends that he was really close with now, the one that lives in Dallas and the other one that's here and married, that we went to his wedding in Wisconsin. They took Halloween so seriously. And I remember the first year that we did Halloween, and they came up with this idea for a costume, and I was like, this doesn't even make any sense. And it was like a Frozen person in Antarctica, but sexy. Like, they're always like, and sexy was the end of it. It didn't. I'll have to bring out those pictures for you. Like, their face. They spent hours doing makeup on the face so it looked like they were frostbitten. And then they had like faux fur that they had made these costumes out. It was foolish. It was absolutely foolish, okay? And
how may I help you?
Can I get a large Diet Coke, please?
Would that be all?
That's it, thanks.
It's all in there.
And their hair looked like it had snow in it, and it was like all over. I mean, it sounds like a cool concept, but it was like and sexy, right? So they had like booty shorts on, which I was fine with all of that, but I didn't care because, you know, that was my husband, so, or it was my boyfriend at the time, and I thought he looked sexy. But it was always that. It was always like the first 3 years that we were together, it was like something and sexy. And then one year, Alex and I went to, we went to like 2 different parties. They were like big, like one was like a radio station party. Because at the time, we used to do this thing every Friday for this radio station in Indianapolis that we would like call in, and we did the radio show, and we would pick out like the top 5 things to do in Indianapolis for the weekend, because that was with our website. Like, when we started our website with the first year, it was like a really kind of a big local deal. Like we got invited to everything because of that website, literally everything. And so we did this radio show. We went to this radio party, and I remember the party was at this club in Broad Ripple. And Broad Ripple is like where Butler University, like all the kids go there.
$1.09.
Hey, how are you?
Fine.
You are right on it.
There you go.
Thank you.
Have a change?
Have a good one.
You too.
So, Broad Ripple is like this place. It's just like where all the college bars are. What is going on here with the light? I even noticed that the light for my camera has been so bad lately, you guys. I hope like the internal light is not dying and I'm gonna have to get another camera. But you know what? This is the thing. I know that this won't make a lot of sense to other people, but I vlog every single night for an hour. I film like 3 other videos. So I'm literally filming like 2 hours of video on my camera a day. And it's getting hot, and I'm doing a lot of it back to back and back. The fact that I'm gonna need to get a new camera every year is probably not untrue. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, that's a lot of usage on a camera. So, I mean, I may need to get a new camera every year. It is what it is. I just need to start looking to see when the sales are, so that I don't have to get it at a time that I don't, you know. But I swear by this camera, the Canon G7X. I love this camera. Mach 2, I think it is. But anyway, so this area is just where like there's a lot of college bars and stuff like that. And we used to go out there a lot, and it is what it is. But Alex and I went as sexy, of course, again, sexy. This was when I was really in shape, and I was like working out 5 days a week, and I looked a lot younger. My hair was dark, and I could, you know, go into that scene. And a lot of our friends were that age that were going to these parties. They were like my age too at the time, you know, like in the late 70s, late 30s. And we went as sexy lumberjacks, and we both wore matching red plaid flannel shirts and jean shorts and construction boots, and we carried these little plastic, if I wasn't so heavy, this would actually be a really cute outfit to these parties this weekend. And we carried, I might just do that anyway. That might just be my costume this weekend. That might be a real easy costume to wear. And then these really small little, what do you call it? I can't think. Chainsaws. These little yellow chainsaws. And then we wore suspenders and stuff with it. It was cute. It was really cute. And I could get an axe if I can't find those chainsaws in the basement. I think I may have thrown them out. When I tell you, okay, that we got called out, like, I mean, people were ruthless. We were walking down the street and people were like, hey, you effing, you know, all that kind of stuff. I mean, I was literally a little scared that we were going to get our ass kicked. It was very drunk that night. It was Halloween night. It was very drunk in Broderpool. And I literally, like, we could not go 5-10 feet without people saying stuff about us. And I was like, okay, like, this is dangerous. Like, this is really scary. I don't experience stuff like that on a regular basis. I just don't. And I feel very blessed that I don't, but... So that kind of ruined it for me for dressing up and going out on Halloween for a while, and I really haven't since then. Alex used to go to, there's this party here every year that this guy that we know runs, and it's on this like huge farm out in the middle of nowhere, and everybody goes, but it's like this big like drinking party, and I just don't love it. And I went 1 year, and then I was like, I don't need to do this again. It goes to like 4 in the morning. It's just, people get party buses and take it out to that. I'm like, I don't need all that. So yeah, I don't know. But this year, Halloween, we're doing it at Melissa's house. Well, I mean, the last couple of years we've done, like, Alex was supposed to go to a Halloween party. I think it was last year. If it wasn't last year, it was the year before. He was supposed to actually go to that party. Indy Scream Park. I'm seeing the thing for that right now. Everybody keeps on asking me if I'm going to haunted houses. I'm like, no, I don't like haunted houses. And a friend of his went to another party earlier, and then she was going to come home and change her costume, and then he was going to pick her up, and they were going to go to this party. And he spent about an hour and a half. This makes me so sad to this day. I still, like, you know what, like, Alex has totally forgiven her, and, you know, whatever, and it is what it is. But this is where, when you're really protective of your partner, sometimes it's really hard. And I love this person, and it's not anybody that I've ever mentioned on a vlog, and she's never been on a, it's not Sarah, so people don't go there. She didn't even live here at the time. But Alex, like, busted his ass getting this toga together to match her costume. She was gonna wear like a toga. And so Alex spent like forever putting this toga on. He had like all of these silver and gold tattoos. He had the things in his hair. He looked so cute, and he worked forever on this thing. I was going to do something with Tanya that night. I can't remember what I was gonna do, but finally I was like, well, what time is she supposed to call you? And he was like, she was supposed to call me like an hour ago. Maybe she got late at the party. And I said, okay, did you text her? And he's like, yeah, I texted her and she's not answering. So I went and did whatever I was doing. I think it was with Tanya. I'm pretty sure I was. And I like texted him. I was like, are you guys having fun at the party? Like an hour and a half later, right? And he's like, yeah, I never heard from her. And I was like, and he sent me a picture, and he was like in the chair watching TV with the dogs. And I go, what? And he was like, yeah, I never heard from her. She never texted me. I don't know what happened. And I was like, is she okay? Are you worried about her? He was like, I don't know. He was like, I don't know what happened to her. I'm worried about her, you know, like. The next day, to find out that she went to this other party and got wasted drunk by 8 o'clock, and her date or whoever she went with dropped her off at her house, and she completely passed out and never called Alex. I was livid. I was like, you know what? And this is a friend of Alex's that is also, like, I did one time, I said to her, she like drove, and then she didn't tell Alex that she left, and she just like left. Like, took an Uber home, left her car downtown, and Alex had no idea that she had left. He had no idea, like, and I was like, you left my husband without a way home, like, when you promised him a way home. Like, I don't, so anyway. But I was pissed for him. I felt so bad for him, and the next day he was like, oh, it doesn't matter, don't worry about it, blah, 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 whatever. And I was like, okay. That's your friend. That's your stuff with your friend. I won't get mad about it if you don't want me to. But I was. Because I was protective of them, you know? Somebody is texting me and I cannot see what they're texting. Do you know what is so weird? Is that like some weeks I get gas and I go through it like that. And other weeks I get gas and it like lasts forever in my car. Okay, I got gas, I don't even know, a couple days ago. And it's like I'm only right now at like a fourth of a tank of gas down. And I have been like driving a lot. So I don't know how it's possible that it's not lower than that, but it's not. What other costumes have we done? I feel like Alex and I did, well, we don't do twinsy costumes. A friend of Alex's that I used to work with, she used to do a Halloween party every year, and it was huge, and they would like, you know, they would have this big thing in the garage, and then in the house, but it was mostly in the garage, and they would have trash bags all around the walls, and so it was very cool, and they would have like dark light or black lights, and everybody came dressed up, and there was this couple that this girl that Alex used to work with and her husband, and they would always come as like the cutest costumes together, right? Probably one of the best costumes I've ever seen is this other couple this girl that worked with Alex, but she doesn't work with him anymore. And she and her husband came as Where in the World are Carmen Sandiego, and then I think her friend's name is Diego, I'm not sure. Do you know what I'm talking about? They came as them, and this girl was a dead ringer for her anyway, and she had a little backpack and everything. You guys, it was so cute. So there was that, and then Alex goes as a superhero a lot. Alex has a lot of costumes, like, he buys costumes and then keeps them. I have a lot of vampire teeth. I may do the vampire teeth. I may once and for all try that this year. And that may be my review video next Saturday. I may try to put the vampire teeth on, and then that'll be my costume as I'm a vampire. Vampire icon, I guess. I don't know. I like tattoos too. I like the fake tattoos because I don't really want to get, you know, tons of tattoos because I know that I won't want them later. But I love tattoos, and I do think tattoos are sexy, and I'm intrigued by it, but I'm also kind of afraid that once I get one, I'll want to get like 20 of them. So I love to do like the tattoos all over. A couple years I've gone as a truck driver, and I'll get like a truck driving shirt and then wear it with jeans and like construction boots. Or these like fry boots that I have, and then I'll put like tattoos like all over my neck and stuff like that. Oh, a couple years ago, oh, you know what? I know what we usually do that we're not doing this year. Haunted Fest. We usually go to Haunted Fest. It has all the DJs and stuff, and Alex asked me if I wanted to go. We were just talking about this the other day, because Melissa and Jason are going, and Alex is like, it's a lot of like really like, you know, what's that called? Oh shoot, I can't think of what the music is called, but he's like, it's a lot of that, like just da 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 over and over and over again. And he was like, and I don't really love that. He was like, do you want to go? And I was like, no, I don't really care. He was like, I don't know one DJ that's playing at this thing. And I was like, okay, then we won't go. But we usually do that every year and dress up. And Alex will wear one of his onesies that he's like collected through the years. And but we're not doing that this year. So, a couple years ago, I did the glitter beard. I did the pink glitter beard. That was when I was on YouTube, and I wore the pink hat. And I wore the pink hat and I did the pink glitter beard, and I literally could not get the glitter out of my beard for days. Like, could not get it out. And it hurt. Because glitter, if you look at it really up close, is like, you know, little shards of like glass, whatever that, not glass, but you know, like metal. And it literally was like when I was scrubbing it, I was scrubbing it into my skin, and it hurt so bad. I don't know, there are better ways to do the glitter beard, I think. I've seen other ways now, but what I did was, I got some of that dippity-doo stuff, you know, like that really thick hair gel, and I put it in a, first of all, I would not recommend this to anybody. It will be impossible to get out, but it worked. So if you want if you have to go to something all day and you want to put it in your hair if you have short hair, or if you want to put it in a beard if you want your man to. But I'm just going to tell you, it's impossible to get it out. I mean, like even shampoo and conditioning, like 3-4 days later, it was still coming out of my beard. But I took some of that Dippity Doo, like really heavy hair gel that like hardens, and I took it and I mixed in like 2 whole containers of pink glitter, and then I mixed that all together. I mean, until literally like the hair gel looked pink, because all you could see was the glitter. And then I took a paintbrush and put it all up in my beard, the hair of my beard, and I just went over and over and over, and then I massaged it in, and then like I took the paintbrush and I like painted down, and then you guys, this was what was the sealer on the dealer right here, was I took like Aquanet or something like that, I can't remember which one I got, and I literally hairsprayed all my beard, so everything was hard as a rock. It hurt. It was painful to even go out that night. Like if I moved my jaw, it would like move like my whole beard. It was so painful. That was like the worst costume ever. I will never do that again. If I did it, I would do it and like just spray it with like one of those. And that was what I wanted to do originally anyway, was I wanted to just get like tape and tape it like over the areas that aren't bearded of my face. And then I wanted to get like that hairspray that has glitter in it, and I just wanted to spray it all, But I couldn't find any of that the day that we were going to that thing that was pink. I couldn't find any pink. So I don't know what I will go as on Halloween. But anyway, I'm gonna pull off at this exit, and I'm gonna see who's texting me because I can't tell. And then I'm gonna listen to my audiobook. So I'm gonna get it off here now. I'll talk more about Halloween costumes later. I'll tell all kinds of Halloween stories this month, since it's the month of Halloween. Oh my God, it's so spooky. Spooky Halloween door. Okay, you guys, that wasn't a very good one. I can't do it tonight. No, I can't do it. My mom used to do it all the time. Why can't I do it tonight? Anyway, that's the creaky Halloween door. I hope you guys are having an amazing Monday and a great beginning to your week. An amazing Monday, unless you have other plans. And like I always say, do not have other plans. Make the most of your day. Do something really, really fun today. I don't know. Chill, relax, watch some Netflix, watch a scary movie for Halloween. I think AMC's 31 Days of Halloween is on, but make the most of it. Life is not a dress rehearsal. Do something fun. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Make sure that you look at yourself in the mirror every single day and tell yourself how valuable you are, and that you love yourself. I love you. You are valuable. You are important. And that you do your daily affirmations every single day, and that you pass on love and kindness to others, most importantly. And most importantly, that you let somebody else know how important they are to you. And yeah, I'll pick somebody at random and just say, hey, I wanted to let you know I really appreciate you in my life, and you make a difference in my life, so thank you. And you guys make a difference in my life, and I appreciate you watching, and I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya. Love ya.